play. But if something happens to your throwing shoulder, and that's in the back of his mind, Skip, but that's not good enough. I can assure you, if that was a normal tight end and he put forth that effort in a preseason game, come Tuesday, he'd be on the waiver wire.
That's not Tim Tebow.
Not Tim Tebow. No. I don't believe that'll be Tim Tebow. Because, first of all, Urban gave him that opportunity. It shows you, Skip, and that's what I've tried to tell people. Only you, Tim Tebow, and Tebow Mania thinks he's so talented as an athlete that he can switch positions at the age of 34 and legitimately make an NFL roster with nothing given to him. He would not even give it an opportunity. Because it's just too hard. And I get Logan Thomas, but Logan Thomas said, you know what, I'm not going to be a quarterback. I'm going to try to make an NFL team as a tight end. And he put forth the effort. That's not effort. That's showing me somebody that has no desire to block. There's another block in the game that he looked even as bad, if not worse than this. Skip, this is embarrassing. And guys are looking at Urban Meyer. First of all, they looked at him sideways when he brought Tim Tebow on. And after they see this, I don't know how many of them that saw this, it went viral. I don't know how many of them going to be in the meeting room and watch this. But if they see this and he's still on the roster after Tuesday, they're going to look at Urban as like, man, you a joke.
Think there'll be a mutiny?
I think there'll be no mutiny. Urban has Shad Khan, the owner, has given him total control. Urban likes to run things his way, Skip. That's why he tries to do it. He's already gotten in trouble. Brought the Iowa strength and conditioning coach on after he had gotten in trouble in Iowa and got dismissed. He tried to have these practices with the NFL says we're not going to have these practices in training camp and OTAs. Urban is used to doing things his way because he has that kind of control at Florida, at Ohio State. But there are different ways you have to do things in the NFL. But, Skip, this was bad. You know it was bad. Everybody that saw it know it was bad. You want to take back what you said, but you think Tim Tebow could not block me? Okay.
I don't, actually, because I haven't gotten to speak yet. You said, I know it's bad, but I haven't spoken a word yet. And I don't know that that block was bad, but I'll explain that if you're going to give me the floor.
I'll give you the floor.
Are you done?
Yeah, go ahead, give me the floor.
All right. Before I launch upon this, I would like to step back and say that once again, this proves my point. No athlete I've ever covered or closely observed has ever detonated the sports world to the love side and the hate side the way Timothy Richard Tebow continues to do it at age 34 as he is trying to be a quote-unquote tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've never seen anything quite like what happened on Saturday evening. We had 10 preseason games being played on Saturday afternoon into the evening. 10 games, and they featured Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence, obviously, in this game. And my man pass for an 80-yard touchdown.
Right.
And it trended a little bit, but this trended on top. This just got legs and was fueled by its own fire. And before I knew it, it's going to the top of the trends. And it stayed there all night long. We are talking about a block, quote-unquote block, thrown by Tim Tebow, number 85, the what? He's actually the tied for fourth-string tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, so that's the perspective of what just happened on Saturday evening. And we are actually leading our show Undisputed on Monday morning with this, and I'm happy to do it because I am happy to try to make my case for what I saw on the block, and I'm obviously not an NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame tight end like Shannon Sharp is sitting across from me, but this is what I saw on said block. I saw a third-string left defensive end named Curtis Weaver, once upon a time a fifth-round pick of the Dolphins who's bounced around, got waived by the Dolphins, wound up with the, who were they playing? I can't even think who they playing.
Browns.
The Browns, yeah, this Cleveland Browns. Okay, so he's the Browns. He's the third-string left defensive end. And on said play, Curtis Weaver, I don't know what defense was called because I was not in the defensive huddle, but he crashes down. And I don't know if that's the defense called or if he just sort of lost his mind in a preseason game. And he just almost stumbles down the line of scrimmage to his right. And he's careening sideways. And Tim Tebow is supposed to execute what I grew up in this business learning is a wham block.
Right.
That's you go in motion, and I don't know if you guys call it a wham block.
We called it wham, yeah.
Did you? Okay, because way back my early days with the Cowboys, they called it a wham block. You send the tight end in motion, and he has a designated target, and it's often that defensive end, and you have to blow him out of the hole, and you're actually the lead. You're sort of the fullback.
You're the lead blocker,
You're
basically.
the lead blocker on the play. Not your favorite kind of play when you played, right?
Because I did a lot of that.
Yeah, you did a lot of that, but you didn't love a lot of that. Okay, so Tebow, he's going down the line, and as he looks to his left, Curtis Weaver is crashing down the line of scrimmage. And I'm sure there's some shock factor, like, what is he doing?
Right.
Well, I guess I'll chip him a little bit as he goes by just to make sure he stays blocked going that direction. So he kind of awkwardly chips with his inside shoulder.
His off shoulder,
Yeah. And Curtis Weaver falls completely out of the play. And Tebow is so awkwardly off balance because the man he's supposed to block is running away from him that he actually stumbles sideways for a second and ends up sort of banging face mask with one of his own teammates, which is just completely weird. But the point is, you said that some people said he got the job done. Well, I think I was the first to immediately tweet, he did get the job done. So I'm sure they were sending that tweet to you. So the point was, he accomplished what his designation on the play was to get that number 59, that left defensive end. He didn't really have to do anything, but he got it. And the running back named Ogunbowale, he takes the handoff to the right, and it was a pretty good hole. And he got his 6 yards. It was actually a 2nd and 8 play from the 11-yard line, from the Cleveland's 11-yard line. And he took it 6 yards down, and they ended up throwing a touchdown pass on that play for their first touchdown of the game. So my point is, if you had been in his shoes, what else can you do? You might have just watched him run and just said, like, you could have cut up to the 2nd level and looked for somebody else.
No, I wouldn't, because that's my responsibility, Skip. His job, the way when I'm coming in motion, I'm looking at him, but I'm looking at that safety. The safety is telling me, well, there's somebody already that's there for force, this end's going to crash. But Skip, already there for force, this end's going to crash. But Skip, because he's never played that position.
He has never played that position.
So in that situation, Skip, what I do is I square him and I wash him down. That's what I would have done.
Okay, but by the time he turned to block him, he was sort of gone. He was like he had already run himself out of the play.
Yes.
Because obviously 59 doesn't know the play is about to go right over his gap, right through his hole.
But that's the thing, Skip. There are nuances, like, you know, things about journalism and writing and TV that when I just came here, I didn't know. But you have done this for so long, it's second nature to you.
Got it?
Me having played and I learned fronts, I know, okay, I'm looking at this front. This is what we call an over front. I go in motion and I see where that safety is. I say, he ain't got no choice because this guy's going to fill the lane, and so the end's going to what we call pinch.
Okay, so I ask you again, is it not your second line of thinking to go second level to say, if I don't really need to block him, should I just cut up the field and look for the safety?
An offensive lineman probably would have done that. He probably would have given a hand, seeing the guy taking him out of his place. But Tim is saying, hold on, that's my guy. I'm not that advanced yet, Skip, where I can give a hand. He's out of the play. Me turn up and maybe help and create another block. I don't have I'm not worried about that. That's next level. That's graduate stuff.
Okay.
So he's not there yet.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, Skip, is that was the wrong shoulder. You have to understand, in my line of thinking, Skip, I was always thinking, that might be Howie Long. That might be Bruce Smith. That might be Reggie White. And the things of that nature. And that's why I said I needed the preseason, because that was my opportunity to work on my footwork. Because those guys, let me tell you something about Howie Long. Howie Long, because I don't know if he had a hearing aid or something, but he could smell a wham block coming. These guys are really good. And they know when that trap block is coming. And when they feel that trap block coming, they say, hell with the running back. They're looking to unload on you.
Okay. Great. So here's the point. You said that any other tight end would be cut by Tuesday off this block. And I say, I don't know what else he could have done under the circumstance. He did, quote unquote, get the job done. The play went for 6 yards. where he gets cut on Tuesday, most tight ends, would be if he faced that man up. If 59 comes head-to-head or tries to blow him up, and he tries to play patty cake with him and gets knocked 5 yards into the backfield, then you'd say, you don't belong on an NFL field.
Do you actually think Tim Tebow really wanted to hit that guy? Because, Skip, like I said,